write it down so you don't forget. That's all.
Okay.
You good?
Yep.
Nice.
So, Ben, do you want to bring us in this time?
Nah. I started last time.
Fine, whatever. Jesus Christ. Okay. Ben didn't want to start this episode, so I guess I am.
Yeah, that's
Welcome
right.
back to Grandma's Room, grandchildren. If you never heard of the Cannock Chase, you're about to learn today.
What's the Cannock Chase, Grandma?
That's just a haunted place in England.
Oh,
Let me give you. I have some background.
hey. See this microphone?
Yeah.
60.
Good. The Cannock Chase. It's a large countryside area in the county of Staffordshire in England. It's the area of the famed Cannock Chase murders of the 1960s, where the remains of 3 young girls were found. But other than the notorious murders, it's home to a number of other strange happenings. Sightings of UFOs, aliens, big cats, werewolves, black dogs, Bigfoot, black-eyed children, and all kinds of other strange occurrences have been reported
Are you
since back
talking
in
about
the
big
19th
cats?
century.
Are you talking about big cats like a tiger or
Like
a
big
panther?
black cats. Like, they shouldn't be in that area.
BBC?
Yeah. Big black cats.
See, the one thing I can believe is maybe the black-eyed children, but I don't get on board with the werewolves and shit.
No,
like
I don't believe in
Yeah.
werewolves.
werewolves, vampires.
Black dogs,
nah.
I believe. Well, we saw like a giant
Oh, yeah, you
black
told
cat
me
up at
about that.
up at Blake's. Did I tell you about that?
Mm-mm.
One night we were just like, this is gonna sound stupid. We bought those like little crossbow things. So we were just going out in the woods seeing if like we could find anything to shoot, which kind of dicky.
Yeah.
But it was years ago.
Kinda
It's just hunting.
But-
psychopathic.
It was Blake, Tony, and I. We were walking down he has like this path that goes up to a field on his property.
Okay.
And they had this big light like at the end of the path, like right beside his barn. We were like probably 200 or 300 feet away from that light, and we see like this waist high, like enormous black cat. We're like, what the fuck? And it just walks across the thing, and just like we're like looking up through the woods and stuff, and it's nowhere. Like we were so freaked out.
There's no way it was a bobcat either. There's
No, it was massive. It looked like a panther.
Yeah,
It was
and
like-
the thing is, there's no mountain lions where we live. We live
Supposedly, people say they see them.
Yeah,
though.
I don't know.
What? What do you keep like laughing and not talking for? What? What do you have to say?
Ben?
Huh?
Frank?
What are you doing? Are you going nuts?
I think he is.
Ben's losing his mind.
Yeah, it's because he's wearing a Hawaiian shirt.
Why didn't you wear that last week when we did the Hawaii episode?
I was in
Yeah.
my garage and it was cold.
That would have been way
That
more
was
fitting.
true.
Yeah, I know. And this was dirty too.
But yeah, why do you keep like laughing there? What were you going to say?
I was just being an ass.
That's great.
A wank, as our English friends say.
At the Cannock Chase.
Twat.
Yes. Do you want to start with the black-eyed children, or?
I kind of want to start off with the murders because
Oh,
that's
that-
what kind
leads
of
That's
into it.
that's what I
Form
meant.
them.
I didn't mean. I don't know. What. Never mind. Just
okay.
me being dumb.
Yeah.
God.
Okay, so there was a sort of hysteria like starting in 1964 after a few failed abductions on little girls like in Cannock Chase, England. And the first
like people abducting them, not the supposed alien abductions.
Yeah. And 8-year-old Julia Taylor was abducted on December 1st and was later found alive, sexually assaulted and choked. Like she was just found on the side of the road by some driver or biker. And the man who took her said that she was her uncle Len. And
I was trying to do it so you could keep talking. I wouldn't. Keep going.
they go to they go to her aunt's and get Christmas presents. And the next successful attack was on September 8th the next year. It was on 6-year-old Margaret Reynolds on her way to school, and no one knew her fate like for a little while. And the day before New Year's Eve, 5-year-old Diane Joy Tift was last seen playing at her grandmother's house, and 2 weeks later after her disappearance, her body was found in a muddy ditch, and Margaret's body was found buried below Diana's. 2 years later, Christine and Darby got into a stranger's car, like we all should. And unlike the other 5 bodies, they all had broken bones that were equivalent. Motherfucker. Wrong notes. Wrong notes.
What? Wait, have you been reading the wrong notes the whole time?
No. The last one was just for the Dilatov Pass,
Oh,
which will be coming
like a float, though.
soon.
it did.
Okay. Her body was found a while away from the last 2 bodies in some brush, and a year later, on November 4th, a British holiday called Bonfire Night, Margaret and Stephen Alton, a man offered to give Margaret fireworks, and he tried to grab her, and her 19-year-old neighbor stayed with Margaret and memorized the plate of the license car, or the license plate of the car. And when the police found Leslie Morris, they didn't expect like a man with a good job and a 25-year-old wife to do this to like little girls.
How old was the man?
I think he was 39. So he had a wife that was
up
like
there.
yeah. It's on the border of being creepy. And at first his wife didn't believe what the police told her, but they showed her his child porn of her 5-year-old niece.
What?
Yeah. And so she just kind of let him have it, as she should have.
Wait, let him have what?
Punishment.
Oh, I think you meant the child porn.
No.
God.
No. And in 2011, Leslie Morris made his first statement about the case, saying he was innocent.
And this leads into the black-eyed children.
Yeah, they say that the black-eyed children are the result of the dead girls.
Now, I'm wondering if that means black-eyed children can be more than one thing. Because apparently there's some people that think the black-eyed children are the kids of the men in black. Did you ever hear that?
That sounds a little out there.
Yeah. But
Like
all of
they're
this is
sent-
out there, really. Not the murders, but like all this stuff we talk about. But,
So-
What?
So, like, they'd be aliens, kind of, trying to morph themselves into humans, but they can't quite morph.
yeah, but I don't know. But nobody really knows what the Men in Black are either. But that's not what this is. Did you get any stories about black-eyed children?
No, I just got the murders.
I have a couple, which are a little ridiculous. Because you know that picture I showed you?
Yeah.
When we post this podcast, I'll put a picture up of what they thought was a black-eyed child. So, paranormal investigator Tom Buckmaster was...
That's a great name.
Yeah.
That sounds like a real English name.
Sounds like more of a
Sounds like a very West Virginia name.
redneck, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Or an Alabama name.
he was investigating black-eyed children in the Cannock Chase, and he said he captured footage of one, like walking through the woods at night when he was like investigating it.
Sure, he did.
And they said him and his group, which I think includes his dad. I think his dad was in their investigation group too.
A father-son ghost hunting team?
Yeah,
Nice.
but he said they were chased by it, and then he eventually heard it say, "We're watching," and then it said, "Okay," it said, "We're watching," and then he said, "You could hear them running on the footpath behind us," which, if I was on a path at night and I heard like little footsteps like pattering on the dirt behind me, I'd be terrified.
Yeah.
But they used a spirit box, which, if you don't know what it is, it's like a little radio type thing, and it scans through a bunch of radio stations really fast, and it's supposed ghosts are supposed to be able to talk to you through it, which I don't know. I believe a ton, but
Not anymore.
I don't know.
No.
I used to. I don't know, but they said through the spirit box they heard voices saying, "We're watching, we're coming," and another voice that said, "He's coming." And they finally got pictures of the figure, and it's so distorted. It just looks like a black picture with like dots of like green and red, because like how pixelated it is.
Like someone spilled oil on it.
Kind of like digital oil. And then it looks there's like a tiny like we're looking at it right now, which I hope we can post it because apparently it's copyrighted.
And just cut that part out.
Yeah,
Just crop
it's
it
no
out.
one's gonna notice. It looks like a black picture.
That's the thing when
like-
people put those copyright things in the corner. I can just crop it out. Say
Yeah.
it's mine.
What if I just do that right now?
Yeah.
But it looks like shit. I don't want to fuck with this
Oh
right
well.
now.
Yeah.
But,
We'll figure it out later.
It's just like a black picture with a bunch of like rainbow pixels, and there's a tiny white spot in the middle, and they circled it and said it's a black-eyed child.
Well, there's tons of those spots everywhere. Actually. when you
Yeah,
look at it.
this is.
So-
You can say this right here.
You can circle any part on that. And be like, see a kid.
You see, this is grass. It's ridiculous.
So the other things are what are all the other things?
It looks like they're trying to trick 12-year-olds.
Yeah.
Clickbait.
Not even
Yeah.
a 12-year-old be like, oh, that's a ghost. They'd be like, what the fuck? What? Nah.
I don't know. 12-year-old me might have fallen for that, but
I don't
that's
know.
because I used to be way more scared of this stuff.
So did I.
And
So did
oh boy, I have some good stuff for this episode. I'm just looking back through my notes. You guys, wow, there's a little voice crack there. But,
Wait, this reminds me, dude. The one video that freaked me out for the longest time that we watched down here
The Saudi
that
bitch.
was no. There's another one, dude. It was a guy in. Okay, yeah. So there was a room that no one was in, like a hotel room.
Was it the screaming?
Yes,
Oh my god.
dude. That gives me the chills just thinking about it.
They got like that call to
Yeah,
the
he got a
office.
call to go check it out because there was screaming coming from it, and there was no one checked into that room. So he opens the door. All the lights are on. Everything in the room's like upside down.
Yeah,
and
it's
stuff.
like the room's destroyed.
Oh,
Yeah.
grody.
And you
And
just
there's no one in there. And then he leaves,
Keep
and then they're
talking, I'll-
screaming again.
I'll see if I
think.
can find it real quick.
Yeah. And then you can see like something leave the room when he comes like flying out running.
Dude,
Yeah, you hear
fuck
this-
that.
You see like screaming and stuff. It's terrifying.
It's awful, dude.
But
We should go stay in that room and do a podcast in it. You guys
Yeah.
want to?
I don't want to
Let's figure out where it is.
do that.
We should start doing podcasts in really haunted like hotel rooms. You guys like that idea?
Good.
For a
Let's
haunted
do it
one.
at the bottom of the ocean.
Oh, there it is. Right.
Go
there.
screaming in haunted hotel. I'll try to turn it up so that they can hear it, but it might be really bad quality.
Yeah.
I'll try to fast forward to where he goes in. Oh, it's a problem with the sound.
Yep.
So instead of replaying the video, we're just gonna get back into the Cannock Chase.
Yeah. If you guys want to look that up, it's just called haunted hotel room. Basically,
Yeah, you'll
find it. It looks like security footage.
Yeah.
And it's like 5 minutes long.
It's just like a hallway view of the door and somebody going in. That's pretty much all it was.
Yeah. It doesn't show the actual room.
But
Anyways.
back to the Cannock Chase. I'll go into the black dogs that people see first because the alien stuff is like the ridiculous stuff that I found, and I want to save that for like last.
Sounds smexy.
Okay, black dogs. There've been like a ton of reports of seeing giant black dogs through like the Cannock Chase and stuff around there, and it's not like you just see like a big domestic black dog walking around. They're supposedly like giant black dogs, like bigger than dogs should be, and they're like more. Why do you keep like?
What?
Every time I say black,
I didn't do anything.
So
are you racist?
yeah, dude, no need to be.
Oh, he's
Look
looking at
what I sent
memes.
you?
He's looking at memes. That's what's going on.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll look at it in a sec.
All right.
But they're like giant black dogs, and they don't look totally physical. Like they look
Like kind of see-through-ish? Or
kind of
like
sometimes.
smoky?
They just seem not like they're from here, is how people explain. But Nigel Lee, it's a guy in 1972. He said he was driving when he saw a ball of light crash into like a field by where he was driving. And when he got closer to look at what had happened, he said he saw the biggest bloody dog I have ever seen. And then less than a month later, one of his friends died in what was called an industrial accident. But what? What? What just happened? Let me see. Oh my god.
That's so bad. That's so. That is. I don't know.
Oh,
No bueno.
we're not gonna talk about that.
Uh-uh.
It was just a dark meme.
Very dark.
Anyways,
I'm sorry.
Ben, you just derailed this show bad. But he thinks that the black dog was, had something to do with the accident a month later somehow. So he saw the dog, and then a month later his friend died, and he said the dog was connected to the accident. So there's like, there's no proof at all. There's no like connection you can draw, other than like some people say that they're harbingers of doom. These black dogs, like, I don't know. It was a month later though.
Like hellhounds?
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, that's what people say they are.
Like on Black
Like-
Ops.
Probably exactly like that.
What if that's what? Those are scary.
Those scare you?
Scary, hairy dogs.
Scary hairy dogs.
No.
I thought they were fiery, not hairy.
Well, both. Their fur's on fire.
What? Okay. Do you have any more on the Cannock Chase? Did you find anything about it?
I just found the black-eyed children. Here's this really creepy
Slenderman?
picture.
Why is there Slender Man?
I don't know, but Slenderman is also something I find very creepy, but I don't believe it.
Maybe their father and daughter.
It looks freaky, but it's definitely not real.
Yeah. You guys want a Slenderman hunt?
Yes,
Get a
please.
flashlight. Go out in the woods in the middle of the night.
Didn't some girl like kill her friend in the name of Slender Man?
Yes, well, she attacked her.
Is
I
that
don't
around
think
here?
she killed her.
I don't think it was around here, but
Good.
The girl's still alive, but she like almost killed her. Her and
She
like one of her
stabbed
other
her or
friends.
something?
Why did she
Yeah.
stab her?
I think to sacrifice her to Slenderman so she could go to Slenderman's mansion.
he's a mansion.
That's what they think.
Are you kidding?
go.
I swear on my life.
She stabbed her friend so she can go to Slender Man's mansion.
Yes, I think they stabbed like 16 times.
Oh my god!
Yeah, like they wanted her gone.
Imagine being that dumb.
I was listening to Daniel Tosh stand up in my car the other day, and there was his one bit where he's talking about there was a prisoner who was stabbed 568 times or
Holy
something like
shit.
that, and he lived.
Yeah.
But
What?
then he was like, he calculated it at 2 stabs per second,
Mhm.
which he thought was a doable rate. It would take 5 minutes to complete stab,
Holy shit.
and that's just constantly like. And then switching to the other hand, 5 minutes straight, and the person lived. They
How'd-
lived.
Where did he stab him at? Like in the leg?
He was like
I don't
obese,
know.
wasn't he?
Probably.
Wasn't he,
Yeah.
like,
Oh.
obese?
That's
So,
definitely
like,
why
uh,
he survived.
his gelatin guarded him.
Has perks.
Has perks.
But
But-
not a lot of them.
Nope.
Hey, you see this?
And the off chance he gets stabbed that much.
Yeah.
I think, isn't that what he said?
Yeah.
Something
He
like-
was like, what do you say?
The off
He was like,
chance that you get-
just say, walk it off.
I need to listen to that. I haven't listened to that in forever.
Dude, that was one of my favorite stand-ups, I think.
Daniel Tosh is next level.
OG.
You guys want to get into the UFO and alien sightings?
Yes,
Yes,
Yes.
please.
Once
This
you
is-
get in.
This is about like found some people on Reddit and BBC.
Okay.
The news network, Ben.
Big black cat.
Big black something.
Wow.
But on this first report, I can't remember where I got this. But there was no date, like when this happened. I think it might have been BBC. But like hundreds of people in the Cannock Chase or in Cannock reported hearing a loud drone and then saw a huge object moving slowly through the sky. Some people think it was a secret military drone, which is plausible.
Well,
Pretty plausible.
I heard that like back. Wait, when did you say this was?
There's no date given.
Okay.
I think it was fairly recent.
I had in World War II that they did like secret testing around there, and that could explain some of the weird shit that goes on there.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, some people think it was a drone. Some other strongly believe it wasn't from our world. One person said, "My house was rumbling, and I'm still shaking. It was low. It was slow and it was huge."
Okay, just say that with bad teeth.
My house was rumbling. I'm still shaking, It was slow and it was huge.
Okay, Alabama.
Was that more Alabama or was that more?
Yeah, that was
England?
more Alabama.
Damn it. Anyway, Lee Brickley, who was a paranormal vet. I can't do it.
Hmm?
I can't do accents.
Oh, neither can I. I haven't asked at it, dude. If Mike tries to do an accent, because Mike's really good at accents, I try and do one back. I sound like an idiot.
We need to get Mike back on this.
Let's see my British accent. Is that pretty good?
My house was rumbling.
Is it pretty good, mate?
My fucking
That's
house was
fucking awful.
rumbling.
It's cringy as shit.
It was slow and it was huge.
That just sounds. That
Dumb.
also sounds. Yeah.
Sounds dumb.
Also Alabama-y.
It was slow.
Alabama too, and they're not gonna like.
We're
us
not
after
making
that's
fun of
true.
you. We just can't do your accent.
Yeah.
And we don't like the state of Alabama. Doesn't mean we don't like you. We just don't like Alabama.
I don't like the stereotypes. At
Yeah.
least.
I think we should all be a single being. Just
One world
copies
government?
and copies and copies and copies of that being.
What? We should just all be the same.
Yes.
Get the fuck out. Lee Brickley, who was a paranormal investigator, said the rumbling was a kind of like the rumbling from a World War II bomber.
How do you know what that sounds like?
He's probably immortal. But another person said it was way too slow to be a fighter jet, and it made a sharp left turn before it flew away. The object was described as having 3 red lights and was heard way before it was seen. So it started out with a rumbling, and then they saw the light.
How long do you think this went on for? Because it said it wasn't fast enough to be a bomber. So do you think it's like rumbling for like 5 or 10 minutes and this thing passes over?
Well, my thing is, a helicopter is pretty loud, and so is a bomber. So did they just see a helicopter?
Some strange British helicopter
Mm-hmm.
I'd say
that us Yanks don't know about.
Us Yanks. I think we're just too smart.
Yeah. I think we're just way smarter than like
Either that or I'm just being an asshole.
99% of the population. You know, we're just fucking
We're
brilliant.
just great.
IQs of 1.8.
8
I learned how to suck myself.
How?
Just
Your mouth?
practice, yeah.
Like, which do you bend around backwards like your spine goes in between your legs? Like,
It's more I put like a clip that you put on a bag of chips.
yeah.
You put that on your ween, and then you make a pulley system, and you just stretch it really hard. And then it's just easy. It's flat, but it's long.
What do you use for the pulley system?
Just a couple ropes and
How
a
many?
ball. Actually, no, it's one of those, the arm workout things you can put on a door?
Yeah.
It's one of those.
Aren't you afraid you're going to deroot yourself?
That's not a fear, because I just want to get sucked. Anyways.
I found another Would You Rather. I'm not going to say it because I can't remember it, but it just made me think of you two.
Oh, okay.
If you remember it after these reports, definitely tell it.
Okay.
But these are some good ones.
Let's hear them.
On bbc.co.uk, there's like oh my god. But anyway, back to the BBC reports. Daniel, it just gave his first name, and these are all like if there's horrible grammar, these are all exact quotes. I saw a light. Wait, okay, let me restart. Daniel said, "I saw a sighting, the orange light in Doxy." That's all he said. And then there's a woman named Ashley DeRose said, "I saw about 50 UFOs tonight, and it was amazing. I got a couple of pictures on my phone, and I think they were real, so I was a bit scared."
Are they not going to say anything about the pictures?
No, that's it.
Oh, okay.
And there's Kieran said, "I saw these orange light in Mid Stafford this night and saw 6 of them. My best explanation for these lights is that they are Chinese lanterns, as people keep saying on YouTube." She put YouTube in quotes.
On YouTube.
On YouTube, or from my idea, looking at it through a telescope, a UFO. So, you'd think that if you saw a Chinese lantern through a telescope, you would know that it was that.
Because it'd be going away pretty fast, right?
And you could see it.
Yeah.
If you're looking through a telescope, these people.
These people.
Bob.
Yeah.
Yeah, stupid people. Bob
White people.
said, and this is a long one, and strap in, because he's like, I think he's unhinged a bit. But Bob says, "There are probably many races from all over the galaxy observing mankind, and have been for thousands of years. Most are evolved far beyond the primitive urges of conflict and war, and are watching us to see how many of us desire to do the same. Eventually, we might looking forward to joining a federation of like-minded civilizations. Many of these could be considered cousins of us Earthlings, and already share many of our nobler sentiments. P.S. 5 years ago, we watched a silver disc-shaped object fly over a U.S. military installation in total silence at about 500 in elevation in broad daylight in San Diego, California. There were multiple witnesses to this event, but we never bothered to report it to authorities. I mean, why? The base was bristling with all the latest radar gear, and we figured if the really needed to know about it, they would have found out about it. Anyway, seeing any of these craft in person changes one's one's perception from abstract belief to concrete knowledge. But given that only a few million people have actually seen or experienced these extraterrestrials, still makes them only 1 person in 100, a very small minority considering, and quite hard to relate socially to those who haven't yet. Still very exciting.
Can we talk about how bad this person's English is for being from the country England?
I just like how he got from seeing a disc over a military installation that there's a federation that we need to join, and they're watching us.
Yeah.
And they're just our cousins.
Yeah, I guess they're watching.
That kind of reminded me for some reason of the campaign speech on Always Sunny.
You are going to hell, little man. I don't think so. That's politics, bitch. Thank you, Charlie. You ready? I'm ready. Okay, why don't you get in front of the flag and the $1 million bill there? Do you and my dad share this futon?
This is so great.
No, we got a whole different situation worked out. What's the
Do you think
situation?
that we'll get pulled down for copyright for
sleep
this?
on the-
Maybe.
Oh, fuck.
You got the script that I wrote? Grab the script. I mean,
Well, can we just say it?
We can just play it, and then if it happens, we'll just edit it out and
it's
repost
good.
it.
I think you might be dyslexic, bro. I'm not reading this.
We get strikes, though. Wait.
Yeah, we probably shouldn't include it.
I think you might be dyslexic. Read the script once. Okay, you want me to read the script? Yes. All right. And action. I'll read the words you wrote. Hello, fellow American. This you should vote. Me. I leave power. Good. Thank you. Thank you. If you vote me, I'm hot. What? Taxes. They'll be lower. Sun. The Democratic vote for me is right thing to do, Philadelphia. So do. This doesn't make any sense.
Just incoherent rambling. And I have one more. Thing that
Okay.
someone entered into BBC. It was from P. Hopkin, and all he said was, "There is no such thing."
That was it?
Yeah,
There we go.
yeah. That's it. That's all I have on Cannock Chase.
That's wonderful. Oh.
Yeah. What was your
Oh, okay.
Would you rather?
Here.
An extension from the last episode.
What?
You have to find
You
it.
want us to keep talking
Yeah.
while you find it?
Actually, never mind.
Okay.
Okay. Would you rather never have any buffalo sauce food again, or only be able to masturbate to pregnant porn?
What?
It was on Barstool.
I do like buffalo.
But
But pregnant porn isn't my thing. It's really not my thing.
that's heinous.
I'd
Just
rather
like,
pregnant
how
porn.
awful would that be?
Pregnant porn. I'd rather do pregnant porn.
Then never eat buffalo again?
Yeah, dude.
It's not that. Wait, are we talking buffalo animal or buffalo sauce?
It just said buffalo food.
I'm gonna go with buffalo sauce. It's probably what it means.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I don't even eat buffalo sauce.
There's different
Sauce that
spicy foods you
often.
can eat. Doesn't have to be buffalo. Yeah, fuck it. No buffalo sauce.
All it does is make my insides hurt, and my outsides sometimes.
Your outside. The outside of your hole.
Both. Like it burns my lip holes.
Oh.
My lip holes.
Oh my god.
You know that feeling though when you're eating it, and it burns your lips too.
Do you ever have chapped lips when you ate hot food?
No, I haven't, but I don't get chapped lips that often. You know why?
Chapped ass.
I don't get that either.
Do you think people use like the spreadable Carmex on their asshole?
What?
I do.
What's Carmax?
Carmex. Like
the lip balm.
It comes in like the yellow and red cap thing. It's like that big.
Little tin.
Tin.
They make little tins of it.
So you
too.
mean
yeah,
Burt's
yeah.
Beeswax?
No.
No.
Carmex. We're not sponsored by Carmex.
What the
Yeah,
hell is
but it'd be
Carmex?
nice.
Please.
I wish.
What the hell is
Sponsor
Carmex?
us. It's
I'll-
like chapstick,
I'll
pretty
pull
much.
up a
It's like
picture.
medicated
I can't tell if
chapstick.
you're fucking with us or not.
He definitely
probably
is.
No,
Fuck
Yeah, because you're an awful
you.
liar, Jordan.
I'm not an awful liar. I'm a great actor. Okay,
Yeah, you are.
great.
Awesome actor.
You acted my way into wait. You
I really hope
acted
that
your
Always
way
Sunny thing
into my
doesn't get us
heart.
taken down.
I know we can edit it out maybe if you want to edit it out.
I'll look into it first and see what needs to be done.
Yeah, I think you can let a certain amount of seconds in.
I think it's 7.
7?
I think so.
Well, if you go in and edit it, you can edit to just the part where he's talking.
Yeah, I'll look into it and see what we have to do.
Oh, my guts are rumbling.
But we'll see.
Why are you Rumble?
I don't know if you heard that. It's an.
Vote for me, president. I could do, son.
Taxes will be lower. Son. We just watched the water park episode last night where Frank
Yeah.
goes down the slide with no water.
Oh, I
They,
love that
they
one.
dump a bottle of water on the slide.
Yeah. You see-
He comes out of the water
burns,
like
it burns, it
screaming.
burns.
There's blood all through the pool. He's like, that guy's got AIDS.
Because he gave him. How did they give him like the hickeys all over his body?
He gave him hickeys that look like AIDS legions.
Yeah.
So they could cut the line at a water park.
Does AIDS even have like skin lesions?
didn't
I
think
would
so,
imagine
but-
not.
I didn't think it did. Oh God, that show is something else.
It is.
It's a
my favorite
masterpiece. I love that show.
show. I love.
Love.
Love do.
So
Love.
like, should we keep going with this episode, or is it just gonna go off the rails? Like,
I think it's gonna go off.
It's gonna go off the rails. Then I don't know if you want to go off the rails.
I mean, like boring off the rails or funny off the rails?
I
it's
don't
gonna
know.
go
It
boring
goes
off the
either direction
rails.
sometimes. So
I feel like we're just gonna keep rambling about Always Sunny, and people aren't gonna want to listen to this.
I feel like we should go on to the next thing, because it's already 3:30.
Go to the next episode.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Thank you for listening to us.
Or incessant ramblings.
So do. Love you. Okay, goodbye.
Bye.
Fuck.